He's former Navy. Captain Buck Green.
Thomas is seeing somebody. Has he said anything to you about it? There's just been this lightness about him.
It's pretty on brand.
Probably just a brief fling.
When all this began, I was such a different person.
Just say goodbye.
You've killed 3 people. I'm not perfect.
There's nothing more to say.
I love hats. After 200 blacklisters, nothing you do surprises me anymore.
You must go. Just say goodbye.
There's an end waiting for all of us.
Say goodbye.
The Blacklist, next Sunday after Magnum PI on NBC.
All new Night Court, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on NBC.
Tonight, Newswatch Show Weekend will share how some area residents spent their Sunday being pampered as part of an organization's push to give back to their community.
And more snow is on the way. How much and when is that snow arriving? I'll have the answers and more coming up.
Plus, we'll give you a look at the current snowmobile trail conditions here in the Northwoods. And later, in Wisconsin news, we are near the end of the sturgeon spearing season as harvest counts are getting close to the caps. We'll have those stories and more as your local weekend news starts right now.
Newswatch 12 with Kyle Pozorski, Mohammed Abdul Kawi, and Conrad Savinsky.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 Weekend. I'm Kyle Pozorski. Today in Tomahawk, the Community Project hosted an event for people to get pampered before they start the week off. This nonprofit organization was created with the sole purpose of giving back to the community, hosting fun events just like this one. Kids and adults took advantage of this wonderful opportunity, from getting haircuts to skincare. Anything you can imagine was available for them. Jennifer Van Rixel says providing assistance to the community is crucial, and that's why she helps out.
Not only are we offering them to get pampered, but we're also building the essentials pantry that ultimately we can help numerous people as the year goes on.
The room was filled with all sorts of lotions and nail polish. Kids and adults took advantage of the wonderful opportunity. Vice President Julie Hoffman says that people need to form time and find time changes to pamper themselves.
And with busy lives, I think you get so busy you forget to take care of yourself, and it's great. And what better thing to do on a Sunday? Get the kids involved too, and it's great. It's a great time for everybody.
To find out more about the nonprofit organization, you can visit our website, WJFW.com. The Wisconsin Spring Primary is this Tuesday. Polls will open across the state starting at 7 and will close at 8 p.m. Across the state, voters will choose between 4 candidates running for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. They include Everett Mitchell, Jennifer Darrow, Daniel Kelly, and Janet Protasewicz. Only 2 will go on to the general in April. Locally in Oneida County, there will be a race for circuit court judge between Mary Burns, Michael Sheik, and Mike Fugel. The Wisconsin Elections Commission has all the information you could need. You can find it on myvote.wi.gov. And Conrad, when it gets to Tuesday, when they go out to vote, is it going to be good or bad?
So Tuesday evening, we're actually going to get a little bit more snow.
Maybe go out voting earlier in the day, though.
Yes, absolutely. Good call, because Wednesday into Thursday, another strong storm is on the way. Taking a look outside right now, not looking too bad. We had a couple of flurries earlier today, like forecasted, but not much accumulations. Tomorrow night, though, into Tuesday morning, we're going to have a little bit more snow. We're looking at potentially 1 to 3 plus more inches of snow Monday night. Right now, though, it's not looking too bad. We do have some partly to mostly cloudy skies. We're actually going to have some decreasing cloud cover tonight. We do have around 9 inches of snow here in town right now. Of course, a lot more the more north you go. Those purple and pink colors indicate over 1.5 feet of snow in some spots. Wausau's lacking some snow at around 3 inches, and look at La Crosse at 0. But big changes are on the way, folks. Temperatures right now, though, are pretty mild, I would say, for this time of year. We had temperatures in the mid to upper 30s today. Now we're hovering in the teens and some lower to mid 20s all over the area. Winds are blowing from the north now, so cooler air will be rolling on in. Tonight, though, temperatures will be cooling down. We'll be hovering slightly above average and hovering close to 11 degrees. Kyle?
Well, thanks, Conrad. Some disappointing news for anyone looking to go snowmobiling. The trail conditions are just not cooperating. Trail Wisconsin's data shows across much of the Northwoods that the trails are poor or not groomed, with a base of only about 4 to 8 inches of snow. Many are ice covered, and the area clubs are asking riders to stay off the trails. For more information on the trail conditions, you can head to trailwisconsin.com. And the hits just keep coming. Bad news for more snowmobile enthusiasts, as the World Championships Derby Complex in Eagle River announced today that the World Series of Snowmobile Racing will be canceled. In a press release today, race director Greg Marchbank said several of their water trucks have actually broken through the ice on the north end of the track. The races were supposed to take place this coming weekend on the 24th through 26th. If you're in the market for a used car, then you may end up paying more than in the past. Wholesale prices for used cars being sold at auction have risen sharply in the last few weeks. That's according to Manheim, who reports that prices jumped 4% in just the past 2 weeks. Industry insiders believe that a shortage of new car inventory helped drive both new and used car prices to record levels earlier last year. And that report on used cars comes as home prices are also going up across the country. The National Association of Realtors reports that single-family median home prices increased 4% in the fourth quarter from a year ago to more than $370,000. But researchers found that a few markets across the states saw double-digit price drops. San Francisco had the biggest price drop in the country, down 6.1% from a year ago. Other areas seeing a drop in home prices include Los Angeles and Anaheim, California, as well as Boulder, Colorado. The Epilepsy Foundation of Wisconsin is inviting guests to participate in their 19th annual Evening of Chocolate Decadence. It is scheduled to take place Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. at Central World in Stevens Point. It'll feature hors d'oeuvres and decadent desserts from many different local businesses in central Wisconsin. They include Brockman's Catering, Ski's Meat Market, Krieger's Bakery, and many more. There will also be a raffle drawing at 8:30. You can find more information on this at epilepsywisconsin.org. And Wisconsin middleweight champ Mark Daniels Jr. defended his title last night in Green Bay, taking down Akeem Black. Last week, we featured him ahead of his fight and showed just how much dedication and discipline it takes to be in his position. Daniels is a part of the Forest County Potawatomi tribe, so congratulations to him on this victory. And now in Wisconsin, the sturgeon spearing season is almost coming to a close as harvest numbers continue to get closer and closer to the annual limit. The state DNR has ended the season on the upper river lakes near Oshkosh after 285 sturgeon were harvested. On Lake Winnebago, the season will still continue until the 26th or until a limit of just over 1,900 have been harvested. For the latest numbers, you can head to the DNR's website. And former University of Wisconsin Chancellor Rebecca Blank has passed away following a battle with cancer. She served as the head of the system's flagship university from 2013 through 2022. It was in July of last year when she was named the first female president of Northwestern University. Her battle with cancer forced her to step aside from that role just weeks after being named president at the Illinois institution. Bank was 67 years old. Well, coming up, we'll have details on former President Jimmy Carter's on how he's going into hospice care. Plus, breaking their science, the CEO of a railroad company, Norfolk Southern, is speaking out after a train carrying hazardous material derailed in Ohio earlier this month. We'll have the details on that and more in national news after weather when we come back.
Sue right, Jake middle, me on the left. Yeah, I knew I'd win.
Are you saying
What's
something?
really happening over there?
I think you're on mute.
There's no substitute for real gaming fun. Go where fun lives. Ho Chung Gaming Wittenberg.
The real value of a number all depends on who you are. After an accident, there's one critical number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish, and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. Trust Habish Personal Injury Attorneys to get the number that's right for you. Call 1-800-2-HABISH.
Does this sound familiar? You make the minimum payment, but the balance is still the same. You make a payment a few days late. Here come the late fees, past due notice, and the collection calls. We understand dealing with debt problems is not easy. It is stressful and hard, not only for you, but for your loved ones, your family. You're not alone, but you must understand debt problems only get worse unless you take action. If you owe more than $10,000 in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt, please take a minute and call the number on the screen. Learn about programs that have helped thousands of people get out of debt. Reduce your monthly payments, cut interest, and even settle your debt for a lot less than you owe. Save thousands. Get your life back. Call the number on the screen now. It's a free call, free information, and most importantly, you will have options. Remember, waiting will not make the problem go away. Call us. Our lines are now open.
All right, welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at how much snow we have to date this season. 52.5 inches of snow so far this season. Last year, this time of year, 63 inches. But take a look at 2 years ago, only 41.4 inches of snow. 2019-2020 season had 71 inches, and 2018-2019 season a little bit more than that. But hey, folks, snow lovers, snowmobilers, do not worry. We are getting a lot more snow in the coming week. Right now, though, not much is going on. We actually have some decrease in cloud cover. We did have a couple of flurries earlier today, a dusting, exactly what forecasted. Not much to really worry about. And taking a look at a bigger picture right now, the Northeast is pretty clear right now. Just a few passing clouds, a little bit of rain action going on just to the west of St. Louis. And this is our next low pressure system, folks. It's starting to develop right now in the Rockies, yes, and that's going to continue to go down into Denver, and then it's going to start to sweep its way up into our area Wednesday into Thursday. So tomorrow, let's talk about what's happening for tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, a little past noon, let's say around 1:30, maybe 2 p.m., we're going to get some snow moving in. This will be a quick hitting system moving out by the overnight hours on Monday. We're looking at a quick 1 to 3 inches of snow. Plus, in some locations, some isolated locations will definitely have a little bit more snow than that. Then once again, Tuesday night, we're looking at a little bit of snow, mostly south central of the state to southern Wisconsin here in our state, though. A couple of flurries will be lingering, maybe an inch at max, 2 inches of snowfall for us possible. So like I said, 1 to 3 inches is possible Monday into Monday night. Then another round of snow moves in. We're looking at an additional 1 to 2 inches of snow, a lot more south. So south of Wausau area, they're going to get a little bit more snow. And this is just through Wednesday morning. Wednesday night into Thursday, there's going to be a strong low pressure system moving in. That's going to bring several inches of snowfall. It's going to be very windy and cold at the same time. So a little bit early to say how much snow we could potentially get. But just know, folks, it is definitely coming with a lot of snow. So like I said, Monday into Monday night, we're looking at a little bit of snow quickly moving out by the morning hours on Tuesday. Then same thing on Tuesday night, quick moving system, mostly to the south of us. Wausau and south is going to get in on some heavier snow. Then Wednesday night into Thursday, look at all this blue. That's some pretty heavy snow moving in. A little bit of a wintry mix by Madison, northwest suburbs of Chicago. Same story. Here in town, though, we're going to get all snow with cold temperatures into Thursday, then moving out by the evening to overnight hours on Thursday. So by Friday, we are in the clear. Lots of advisories are starting to pop up right now. This is just the start. The next 24 to 48 hours, it's going to start to expand significantly. We're going to see much, much more advisories and warnings, of course. Right now, though, it is pretty much advisories and watches and warnings are in the west. But that's going to continue to move to the east. Right now, though, we do have a little bit of a winter weather advisory to the north, some winter storm watches just to the west of town, but things will be changing, folks. Temperatures will also be cooling down. Right now, though, we do have some pretty mild air that is moving in from the north. Tonight, though, we're going to really cool down with those decreasing clouds. North wind at around 5 to 15 miles an hour. Our extended forecast outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show a little bit of snow moving in on Monday. We're clear by Tuesday. More snow on the way by Wednesday into Thursday. Then we're finally in the clear by Friday. Kyle?
Thank you, Conrad. The CEO of Norfolk Southern is speaking now after a train carrying hazardous material derailed in Ohio earlier this month. He is promising that the company is determined to stay until the community is made whole. and that he stands by the decision to burn materials that release toxic chemicals into the air. Corey McRae reports.
It's been more than 2 weeks since the train derailment in East Palestine and 12 days since the controlled burn that released toxic chemicals, including vinyl chloride, into the atmosphere. It's a decision Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw stands behind.
I think we did what we needed to do in order to prevent an uncontrolled explosion in the evening.
Shaw, along with company consultants, the Department of Defense, the National Guard, as well as state and local officials, all signed off on the move. Shaw says the company has hired consultants to do air and water quality tests in conjunction with the EPA. According to him, all air and municipal water tests have come back clean, but that those with private wells should keep drinking bottled water.
Private well testing, we need to continue to monitor and test the wells and wait for those test results to come back.
Now keep in mind that rail line that runs through town here in East Palestine was up and running over a week ago. I asked Alan Shaw, did they test that soil before putting new rail line down? He wouldn't give me a direct answer.
We worked with the Ohio EPA to make sure that it was safe to operate in that area.
So none of the soil underneath the rail lines is contaminated?
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is we worked with the Ohio EPA on safe operations and safety for the community.
But Shaw still wouldn't say whether the soil under the replaced rail line is bad. He only promised to do, quote, whatever is required, close quote, and punted back to the Ohio EPA. Shaw added that the contaminated water is being taken out of state and the contaminated soil will be taken to the appropriate landfill.
In other national news, former President Jimmy Carter has begun receiving hospice care at his home in Georgia. A statement issued by the Carter Center on Saturday said, quote, after a series of short hospital stays, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter today decided to spend his remaining time at home with his family and receive hospice care instead of additional medical intervention. He has the full support of his family and his medical team, close quote. The Carter Center did not provide further details on his recent hospitalizations. Carter, 98-year-old, was diagnosed with melanoma in 2015 that spread to his liver and brain, but was later declared cancer-free. For the 31st straight time, a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie has debuted #1 at the box office. David Daniel has early estimates from Hollywood.
I don't know what's going on here. Knock at the Cabin stayed in 5th place, scaring up $3.9 million. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is at $168 million domestic after a 4th place weekend worth $5.3 million. Magic Mike's Last Dance fell from 1st to 3rd on ticket sales of $5.5 million. Avatar: The Way of Water made $6.1 million for 2nd place and a domestic total of $658 million, passing Jurassic World for 9th place on the all-time list. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania opened big, $104 million, the best Ant-Man launch ever and the first $100 million debut this year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, coming up, we'll go around the world as we're joined by Mohammed Abdul Kawi for a look at what's happening outside of our borders tonight. Mohammed.
That's right, Kyle. We'll go to Secretary Blinken's comments as he toured the wreckage in Turkey following a massive earthquake there. Plus, a record-breaking discovery was found in the United Kingdom dating back to the times of the dinosaurs. We'll have that and more coming up after the break.
A former prosecutor, now circuit court judge, Janet Protasewicz. On the Supreme Court, she'll be a common-sense judge. She believes in protecting our freedoms, fairness for all, and public safety. Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court.
It's Auto Show. The deals start now, and so should you. Get started on your next Ford truck, like a next-generation pickup. Get here for a deal on F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 46 years straight. It's Auto Show. The deals start now, and so should you. During Auto Show, choose Flex Buy on F-150 with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus 1,000 credit cash and 1,000 Auto Show cash.
This is a special report for people who want the facts about reverse mortgages without the hype. You've seen a lot of commercials telling you how you can turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. But do you really know if a reverse mortgage loan can help you? Call today. For a limited time only, we'll send you a free special report. Reverse mortgages, facts without the hype. Did you know that not everyone over 62 can qualify? And you can choose to receive your money monthly or in a lump sum. Call us today and get all the facts you need. You'll speak with an experienced reverse mortgage advisor who will give you honest answers to your questions and even provide a free personalized assessment. This is a big decision. Get the facts with this free special report. Reverse mortgages, facts without the hype. There's no obligation, and the call is free. So don't delay.
Call 1-800-737-5145. That's 1-800-737-5145.
As a prosecutor for 25 years and now as a judge, I know what it takes to keep Wisconsin communities safe. I'm Judge Janet Protasewicz. On the Supreme Court, we need more common sense and less extremism. It's time for a change.
Welcome back. The United States is giving an additional $100 million to help those affected by the recent earthquakes in Turkey. Today, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken took a helicopter tour of some of the areas hardest hit by the earthquakes in southeastern Turkey earlier this month. After the tour, Secretary Blinken announced the new U.S. funding for disaster relief efforts.
Today I can announce that we will be bringing another $100 million to assist those who are so desperately in need. We've drawn that from the Emergency Refugee and Migration Fund as well as from the Humanitarian Assistance Fund that the State Department and USAID had, and that will be moving soon.
Blinken went on to say that there is also an effort by the U.S. to make sure humanitarian aid get to those affected in Syria.
The destruction, the damage done in Syria is very, very significant, and it too needs a massive assistance effort. We'll do everything we can, including making sure, for example, that there's absolutely no doubt that whatever sanctions exist on Syria do not affect the provision of humanitarian assistance.
Debt toll in Turkey has now climbed to more than 39,000 and is expected to grow. In Syria, the debt toll stands at 5,800. North Korea on Saturday tested an intercontinental ballistic missile, claiming it hit a preset area in open waters accurately, according to the state news agency KCNA. North Korea said that the surprise ICBM launching drill flew 614 miles to an altitude of 3,584 miles. Japan Defense Ministry says the missile appears to have landed about 125 miles off of Japan's coast. North Korea had threatened to take down strong measures against South Korea after it announced a series of military exercises with the United States. A different type of Bigfoot has been found in the UK in an area called the Dinosaur Coast. It is a megalosaurus footprint. The one that has been discovered measures 3 feet long and is one of the largest of its kind. The three-toed footprint is one of the only 6 to be found in the area. Archaeologist Murray Woods, who made the discovery, says she can no longer tell people archaeologists don't do dinosaurs. As a rule, archaeologists regularly study ancient human artifacts. That's it for your news around the world. Kyle?
Well, thank you, Muhammad. When we come back, Serenity Douglas will join us to talk about the WIAA boys basketball bracket, which was released today. The playoffs are set to include a few teams in our area. We'll have that coming up. Stick with us. You're watching Newswatch 12. Proud to serve Antigo and communities all across the Northwoods.
When searching for your next truck, you want your truck to last. Get the job done right with a Lenz truck. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramax, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, and can be bought hassle-free online. Go now to lenztruck.com.
Lenz Truck, Lenz Truck. We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks.
Exciting things call for a drum roll, like this new offer on one of Wisconsin's favorite lotto games. It's Super Cash 5 will get you 6. During February, when players buy a $5 or greater Super Cash ticket, they'll get a bonus ticket with 2 additional plays for the next drawing. Only in February. This exciting offer from the Wisconsin Lottery is going fast.
Ready, set, go! Boat show, boat show, boat show!
Can't wait to get on the water? Then get to the biggest and best boat show only at American Marina Motorsports in Shawano. We're matching deposits up to $1,000 or we will beat any competing price by $500. Don't be left out in the cold all year. Get your new boat at the upcoming American Marine Boat Show, February 23rd through the 26th, Shawano.
Boat show, boat show, boat show, boat show!
Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Fire flambe or perfectly sear filet, just like the pros. Plus, it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. You get it all. An incredible value.
To order, call 1-800-898-6703. That's 1-800-898-6703 or order online at buygranitestone.com.
The WIAA boys basketball playoff bracket was released today, and some teams in our area are ready for their new matchups. For the Division II, the GNC champs, the Medford Raiders, were given a first-round bye as they wait to play the winner of New Richmond versus Menominee, while Ashland and Rhinelander are scheduled to face off, and the winner of that game plays Fox Valley Lutheran. Then Lakeland Union plays New London, and Moseley got a first-round bye, and winner of Anago against Merrill will play them. And finally, Wausau East and Waupaca will face off, and winner plays Shawano. The first round of playoffs is scheduled to tip off on Tuesday, February 28th. With the regular season and conference tournament finishing up for the high school boys hockey, Wisconsin Prep Hockey has revealed their all-conference selections. Here are the 2023 All-Great Northern Conference boys hockey teams. First team All-GNC players include Joey Bellinger from Rhinelander, Eli Kassler and Landon Nelson from Anago, and Gavin Abrimsky from Mosinee. Other first-team players include Maximus Fajva from Lakeland Union and Grant Kukinski from Mosinee, who took home Co-Players of the Year. And Chris Benbimster from Tomahawk took home Coach of the Year. Congrats to all of the players on this achievement. The Great Northern Conference gymnastic meet was yesterday with many gymnasts being crowned conference champions and others making it to the next round. In the team results, Ashland won, with Anago taking second, Mosinee taking third, Lakeland taking fourth, and Rhinelander finishing fifth place. The sectionals meet will be this Friday in Anago. We're staying on the mat, but this time for wrestling. Many sectional wrestling meets took place on Saturday. Crandon's very own Mason Dewing, Braden Medell, Elias Glinsky, and Cole Shepard secured their spots to state. Then Leona Wabino Three Lakes Co-op is sending Augustus Fink and Ryan Roy. And finally, for Rhinelander girls wrestling, Abby Swanson won her sectional meet and punched her ticket to state. Boys and girls individual wrestling state meet starts February 23rd in Madison. Congratulations to all of the athletes and good luck at state. It was Team Giannis against Team LeBron for the All-Star game. The game is being held at Vivint Arena, home of the Utah Jazz. Many big names were out, including Steph Curry, Zion Williamson, and Kevin Durant, due to injuries. Giannis was questionable to play tonight due to his wrist injury, but decided to play moderately. Each team captain drafted their 12 players in a playground-style format. It was definitely entertaining to see these two teams go head-to-head with many well-known musical performances, too. They tied the first quarter at 46, so the charity donation of $100,000 was split between the two teams. And Team Giannis won the second and third quarter, earning $250,000 for Ray's Future Foundation. The All-Star game ultimately went to Team Giannis, winning in the fourth quarter, 184-175. The NASCAR Cup Series is underway with Daytona 500 race happening today. This coming after the Xfinity race at Daytona yesterday, featuring Rhinelander's Parker Retzlaff finishing fourth in that race. In the Cup Series race, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. took home trophy, winning the first Daytona 500 in overtime. Stenhouse Jr. snapped his 199-race winless streak, holding off the defending Cup Series champ Joey Logano on the final lap to finish in first place. More after the break.
Our experience in the RVA has been wonderful. The teachers are extremely supportive, and Simon really seems to enjoy it and is making friends, and he's more socially active now than he was in a traditional school.
Something I want other kids to know is that even though it seems like you're not going to make friends, you actually are. I like how the RVA provides an environment that more suited to my needs.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Enjoy the benefits of soft water with our great selection of Morton water softeners. Morton's Demand Control Wi-Fi water softener is a smarter way to manage your water. Integrated Wi-Fi capabilities allow you to monitor your salt levels and water usage from your smartphone, putting you in control while at home or away. Morton's look-ahead technology learns and predicts your water needs, saving you money. Save 11% on Morton water softeners.
Save big money at Menards.
I just got the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra from US Cellular. With the most powerful processor yet, it can game smoother than ever. With nightography, it can take selfies in low light. Click. And with a longer battery life and US Cellular's 5G network, it can stream my favorite shows around the clock.
Amazing. Can you go back in the back?
Yeah, it can go back into the back.
Okay. Did you just kiss the phone?
The new Samsung Galaxy S23. Free for everyone from US Cellular.
I kissed you? Yes.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let VCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective VCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry, with payments as low as $68 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months. For a limited time, be one of the first 100 callers who schedule a free in-home consultation and receive $500 off.
1-800-908-7527. That's 1-800-908-7527.
Factory trained and certified installers made in the USA, and discounts for seniors and military. VCI Bath & Shower, the leader in affordable bathroom products.
All right, guys, you ready for some more snow on the way this week?
I'm ready.
Get ready.
Yes,
It's going to be a big week for some snow. We've been lacking it. We've only had ½ inch of snow the last 3 weeks. The last 4.5 weeks, we've had only 5.5 inches of snow. But this whole week, we're making it all up, as rounds of low-pressure systems will be moving in beginning tomorrow afternoon. And we do have lots of advisories out there right now. They will continue to extend to the east. We're going to see a lot more advisories, watches, and warnings the next 24 to 48 hours. Temperatures, though, are pretty mild. Another mild day out there today. Changes are on the way with temperatures as well as cooler air moves in. Look at Tuesday, high of 21 degrees. So it's going to be a very active weather pattern this week and pretty cold out there as well.
Thank you for that, Conrad. Thank you all for watching. President's Day is tomorrow. Have a great night.
Madison liberals are trying to take over the Wisconsin Supreme Court. That's why we need to elect conservative Justice Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly has a proven record of protecting our freedoms and cast the deciding vote to end the COVID lockdowns of our schools and businesses. Sheriffs across Wisconsin have endorsed Dan Kelly because he has a record of enforcing the law. On February 21st, vote conservative Justice Dan Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Fair Courts America paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Right now is absolutely the best time of year to buy furniture, and Slumberland Furniture is the best place during our huge President's Sale. Come see our special offers throughout the store. Plus, special financing is available for convenient monthly payments. Check out our incredible doorbuster deals on now, like this love seat free when you purchase the matching sofa for only $5.98. Plus, many more great doorbusters. Start Saturday. They won't last long, so hurry in. The President's Doorbuster Sale while they last.
Bam! My accident? My accident happened in a second.
My settlement?
That's taking a really long time.
If you've been injured in an accident and need money now while your case settles, call Oasis today.
Better days start today. Get the cash you need with Oasis.
There's no risk. If you lose your case, you don't have to pay Oasis back, ever. Applying for Oasis Express Cash is easy and takes 3 minutes.